Welcome in, everyone. Power Hour Flow and Charts. Feel free to drop any flow requests, questions about unusual whales, questions about the market here. We're gonna take a look at the market tide, and we will also kind of look at Periscope here. So let's start with the market tide here. Looking at it right now, we are what's up, Pipsy? Um, yeah, market tide right now leaning bullish here. You do have all call premiums sitting ask side right now, out of the money only bid side, and then puts for all and out of the money only are sitting bid side. So bullish market tide right now. SPY and QQQ are leading the net call premiums there on the market tide there. So pretty, bullish here. Again, just not a lot of names contributing to it. But other than that, yeah, we can just see we're kind of pretty flat here overall. I don't think there's much on Periscope right now either, actually. Looks like it picked up a little bit. So I am seeing some, looks like short puts here at 6,700. Oh, excuse me. And then, yeah, 6,700 has a lot of short puts here. And then we got a big spread up here right now. Other than that, my guess is probably going to sit between this 6,700 and that 6,755 range for the rest of the day. Net call premiums on SPY are ask side. Put premiums are bid side, and a lot of positive call volume there. Holdings, surprisingly, are both bid side for calls and puts. So, yeah, we got a big change here. I just want to kind of take a peek here and see what happened. So that spread decreased a little bit, and that negative gamma increased here a bit as well too. So still seeing short puts there. So curious to see what happens. We're not going to sit and watch it. It's been pretty choppy, but for the most part here, yeah, we're sitting just kind of on these negative gamma levels right now. We'll see what happens. We'll come back and check it and see if it changes. Should see some volatility here in the last hour. Let's see. So those 92.5. Okay, yeah, they just hit for me too right now. I just want to take a peek. Let's see. You've been thinking these WSNs are short hedging. Yeah, let's take a peek at them. They're pretty far dated here. 20% out of the money. That longer term stuff, I'm not a big fan of it. I know there's people are. Yeah, I said a lot of banking flow all the time. Let's see. So put premiums are ask side technically here, seeing a little positive volume. How's this kind of look in the historical side of things? Yeah, not too much. A lot of kind of put out flow the last 4 sessions or so. So something to kind of be aware of. Yeah, let's take a peek at that flow. And I want to see one more thing on here as well too. So that's only 2% of that total premium. Alright, yeah, let's take a peek here. I really like that new Filver spread as well too. That is a very cool tool here. Alright, let's do this. Okay. So let's find where that flow starts to come in here. Looks like kind of that, possibly that 11:30-ish. It's only one contract, so hard to know if it's that same person. I have more faith in that starting at this 1450, so we'll start here. So this is interesting because it is technically an ascending fill here. Your IV pops when it comes in. IV does spike a little bit here. Again, spot price is rising. IV is continuing to rise up here. 33.03, and then you have that drop here in that IV a little bit at the end. IV is still, or spot is filling at the ask still. Yeah, I don't like that IV drop at the end, so I do kind of agree with you. They probably could be short those. I mean, 20% out of the money with that much time. I mean, when they have that much time on there, obviously anything can happen. And 20%, I mean, for what was that again? 160 for August. I mean, you get a 6-7% move in financials. You might see some profits there. I want to look at the profit calculator. That's what I was going to do. And I already opened it there. Let's see. I just want to see how this looks here. So, I mean, yeah, to see a significant move, and I'm seeing this. So, I mean, by April, May, I mean, you need to see kind of a hefty move. I mean, almost if you're end of April here, if you're not getting an 8% move, I mean, those contracts you're you're not seeing a significant enough return, I think. I mean, an 8% move to get 36%, I feel like you can deploy your money in a better spot there. So, yeah, no, I agree with you on those WFCs there being that potentially short there. Yeah, that's... What else is coming in on WFC? Let's see. Yeah, just doing a quick face value check here. Some puts here. These are big multi-leg. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, everything's just kind of bid-sidey here. These are some bid-side puts coming in. I wonder if these are... Oh, they're all multi-leg. All multi-leg. I'm trying not to go in and deal with that. Okay, these might be a good one here. 3% out of the money. 75. Let's just take a peek. Let's see how these look when they come in. So IV drops. Spot is filling with the bid. I'm going to guess these are probably short puts. We'll just keep following up to confirm. IV's still at that 56.47. Yeah, I really love this, man. I mean, you just see where that fill is. You don't have to look at the number, but I mean, I like to look at both. So like here, okay, so then at the end, yeah, I mean, I would probably say these are short puts here. These about 10 minutes later, yeah, I mean, could be related, might not be related, hard to know, but that face value when it comes in here looks like short puts there. IV dropped and you are filling at the bid there, so that looked like some possible short puts there. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at that one. I always have 1,000 tabs open, and funny thing is I actually use like all of them too. All right, let's do this. Oh, I saw those earlier too. But why did I not post them? Oh, I see why I didn't post them. I see exactly why. So IV spikes when they come in. Spot is filling at the ask. It's a very large bid-ask spread. So I wouldn't be too upset about missing that. 83.81. Spot is filling at the ask. Looks good. Filling at the ask. 83.81. IV increases. So the part I don't like about this is that end when it's bid side action coming in here. Again, I mean, it's at the ask, the previous ask, but you get that IV drop, and they're all kind of filling at the bid here. And then you have the large size and premium here as well with another IV drop. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's kind of one of those coin flip ones, I'd say, where you have to, yeah, no, I get what you're saying there, being about, because you're buying them, but you're getting filled at the bid. Yeah, no, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, this one, I'd say the tape's a little more muddy on this one. Just kind of, it's a really big bid-ask spread. I mean, it tightens up a little bit, but I mean, I just don't like that IV decrease at the end, and then you get the big size and premium, and it decreases more. I'm surprised. 1% out of the money, though, I would probably probably lean that they're buy to open. You're so close to the money there. Do we got anything else coming in on this today? And I wonder what time did he pull, or what time did these come in? 10:15, 10:20, so 2:35. Yeah, I mean they're slightly up there. I'm just trying to see. I think that was this the one that was just 48% of the total premium. So I mean this is what caused that spike. It looks like. What else do we got coming in here? 11-day. Okay, I gotta close some of these stupid tabs. So okay, the 11-day 57 call. So then you got the shorter term call coming in here. Those already popped. And how about the 11-day 320? See if these look any better than that other one. With them being so close, yeah, okay, so okay, IV spikes. Spot is filling with the ask. Looking good, looking good. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those that when I obviously hindsight is going to be 2020, but if I'm seeing these in real time, I don't like these with that IV drop, and that's on 2 strikes there. Again, just because that IV drops doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing, but that spot was dropping as well too. So yeah, that's I mean trend day catch possibly. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with these. I mean, because it's not just one IV decrease. You have another IV decrease there, IV decrease there, and then an IV decrease there. And 2 seconds later, I will bet the house that this is related to this trade. So I mean, I just don't like that. I mean, it's one of those that can work out, but yeah, that feed's just a little muddy there for me. All right, let's see what else. We're going to do a quick look here. What is it, 212? So yeah, that negative gamma at 6,700 is increasing there. Curious to see what happens with that. Yeah, that upside spread's shrinking. Yeah, negative gamma is kind of building here. I wonder if we're going to kind of finish around this 6710. I mean, this is kind of the only... Get out of here. Actually, I want to look at tomorrow's too. Let's just take a peek. Oof. So a lot of positive gamma in here. Yeah, we might just kind of chop the last hour. Let's see how our all's looking here. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of... Yeah, just not a super good setup right now. Yeah, 0 day. I'm just trying to assume where we might finish there. I mean, you got some short puts here at 6,700. They're not gonna want the price to go below that. Have to see. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. The pay. No, I did not do the payos. 8% out of the money. Definitely opening volume here. But we got 3,000 there plus another 2,601. I would make a good assumption that this should carry over. Let's just take a peek at everything. Alright, so it looks like this is our first trade on the tape on the day. So, okay, mostly filling kind of at the ask here. A little kind of choppiness at the beginning, but let's just see. So IV, so 99, 101. Yeah, just kind of chopping around in here. I mean, it's the first. It's not all the same exact time, so we'll kind of digest this part up here. I'm just kind of trying to get through the beginning here, where the beginning part here I'm just going to kind of say is a little muddy here. I do like this spot here, so that 920.35, so you get that IV increase there. 922.33, IV increase, about a minute later, IV technically would decrease, increase, increase there between those three. And then these ones here, I'm gonna probably guess they're not related there. Just different timing there. If they were the same timing, I could maybe make an assumption. So then here comes our repeated hits, IV spikes. Spot is at that ask. Technically would be an ascending fill from in this area. We'll have to see if it does anything in here. Let's see, 96.49. So 93.84. So another IV drop here, and it's on some bigger size and bigger premium of that trade. 20. So again, 7 seconds later. And you see how that price goes up too at that time. I'd like to see IV increase when I get that stock price going up. But let's just keep following this. Okay, so then here's another increase in that spot. IV increases here. Yeah, I would probably lean buy to open on these. They overall they look pretty good as a whole entity, but I just don't kind of like that beginning of it where it was kind of goofy all over in there. Again, I mean, let me go back in here and take a peek. Sorry. Let's take a peek at this. Yeah, I mean, this thing gets no option activity, so I mean, this is a pretty unusual spike, I would say. Yeah, I mean, this is the only thing getting traction on the day. Maybe that 324 call as well, too. Little opener there. Oh, this one's part of a multi-leg with share, so nothing really good there. Too deep in the money, too. Yeah, I would bet my money on this one that it's a BTO there. Do they have earnings? Let's see. Earnings. We got 5.6, and these were what, 4.17. So no overlap earnings. Yeah, those are very interesting ones. Now, if you're patient enough to kind of handle a $5 stock, go for it. I don't have that patience. I wish I did. I really wish I did, because that flow looks pretty good there. Yeah, like and just because it's goofy at the beginning too, like that, doesn't necessarily always mean it's not gonna work out. It's like when I'm looking through the flow, I'm just looking for my criteria. Like okay, well, it's kind of bouncing around here. Spread's very wide, so I mean, you kind of getting some flexibility in that pricing there. But yeah, I mean, if I assumed everything was related here, and highly would probably assume that, I would say they look like buy to opens there. So yeah, another decent looking good find there for ya. What else do we got coming in here? I gotta grab a drink too. I am thirsty. Okay. Okay, what do we got? Let's see. We can go over some of the stuff that hit the tape earlier today. Those Amazon puts from early in the morning, quick, nice pop on those. 239 all the way up to 325, 305 there. Oopsies. Yeah, great move on those Amazon puts right away. SoFi calls up from that 48 trading. I mean, mid 50s here. So I mean, another awesome trade there. These Robloxes are definitely really interesting. You got that really quick pop on those, and they're still in. And just kind of looking at that flow again, IV increases that entire time it's coming in, and that spot price is increasing as well too. So I mean, this looks really good to see what kind of plays out with that. It's 13% out of the money, and just kind of looking at that chart, because I peeked at the charts, I really like that flow. Why am I Roblox? I almost said Roku. I was like, What am I talking about? Okay, Roblox is actually at a really good weekly support right now too. So let me pop this to the weekly. So I mean, this almost looks. I already kind of have it drawn out a little bit from a previous trade, but oops, I don't want to delete the moving average, and I'm going to just delete everything in here. I'm just looking where we are right now, and I'm going to kind of adjust this. This spot looks pretty good for a possible bounce here. Bounce here, bounce there, fail, fail, bounce. So I mean, it's looking interesting, and you got that flow to go off of it. A little longer term flow on that one, and this was 46% of that total premium on the day. So very large whale coming in here, and it's already kind of popping up again a little bit there. It looks like, yeah. I mean, I like this on the weekly chart here. I mean, for just a nice support demand zone bounce there. So I mean, chart's set up pretty nice there, and if we get some upside movement in the market, that could help a lot. Oh, that thing's starting to pop there a little bit. Yeah, it got a really quick pop there. I mean, 291. By the time I posted it, that thing kind of already ran a little bit, but I may have snagged some contracts for a discount in here, so just disclaimer. And Nvidia, these look like short puts here. Ooh, that thing's popping, yeah. Short puts here, these look pretty good. Let's just do this. Just want to come back here, and I mean, your Ivy's at that 58.86, but you just see it kind of decrease a couple times in here towards the end, so it looks like short puts there would be paying off so far. 76 trading at 59. Yeah, I know it's more like kids game stuff on there. I've never like played Roblox, so I am not the like professional to ask about like what's on it. um, let's see, and let's see. Thursday, yeah. I just want to kind of pop that. Oh man, everything just popped there. Was it? What's the news? I gotta see the news. Something came out. Let's see. Oh, that's okay. War could be over soon. That's why we popped there. Yeah, that's why we popped. I was like, whoa, we are popped there. Well, that is a massive pop there. So, if you are in those Roblox calls, or those, I believe, SoFi calls, oh man, those things are up to 59 now. Yeah, great move on those so far. And those Nvidia short puts, I mean, already getting obliterated there. So I mean, that's fun. Yeah, that's it. Yep, it's hitting my phone right now too, Bean. So good find there. Those cores calls from Friday, small little drop here, but they are slightly coming back. They want to come back here. But those Rocket Labs, oh, those had a little drop there, and they're slightly coming back. Man, everything's just running now. Yeah, that'd be very nice to get this stupid conflict done with, because that is not a fun thing. But hey, that's kind of lining up with Periscope here. You had all that negative gamma here and short puts, and I mean, obviously the news is what pushed us, but more than likely, barring anything in the next half hour, we're probably not gonna pop down here. But we are at the top of this spread here, so I mean, I would look at this to be a possible ceiling right now. Maybe we pull back down to the 67.35 from up here. We'll just have to keep an eye. I would not want to short anything right now, though. I mean, everything is overwhelmingly bullish right now. But typically you see those spreads kind of being the ceiling there. I was like, what is running around in the yard? I think I'm just seeing things. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this. I think this may be our possible ceiling, and I would maybe, if I was going to trade this, I would look for maybe a quick scalp down to that 67.35 off that pop. Have to see, though. It'll be interesting. Tied, yeah. I mean, out of the money, only now ask side, and puts just flat still. Yeah, we are. Oh, and you got some DVN puts coming in here. Yeah, that oil will be a good short if you can catch it near the high there. I mean, because oil is gonna drop fast when that conflict is done. 58.81. Yeah, I mean, these look like buys to me. These look like buys to me. Man, I kind of want to get some. I want to see what's coming in on XLE. I kind of want to short some. Maybe short some energy contracts here. And not much today. Not much today. Yeah, I mean, if it does end like they're trying to say, that would let's see. So those came in Friday. Oof. Big IV spike on those. 17.57. These might be short calls here. You get that little drop here towards the end, and very, very similar timing there, all within about 40 seconds or so. Yeah, these could be possibly short calls there. I do U calls. Let's take a peek at these. We are getting slammed with flow now off that news. Oof. Oops. Come back here. I'm surprised that news didn't come out when I went and grabbed lunch. Usually that's how it goes. So let's see. Okay, so Ivy spike. Spots filling up the ask. Spot price rises. IV technically spikes. Some bid action in here. Small little IV drop. IV comes back up. Spots filling up the ask. Another one, another spike there. Yeah, these look like they are buying to open these too. 83, yeah. Yeah, these look like buys here. I want to take a peek at this one though. Here's your big size, big premium, and that IV spike. These, yeah, I would lean their buy to open on those. I just don't know if you want to chase something that's up 5.6% on the day now. Let's see. Oh yeah, we are just running into close now. We're running into the last half hour of the day. So your holdings are now ask side here too. Yeah, at 68.35 would, or 68.25 is kind of your next big positive gamma target. I mean, a little positioning up here, but man, we are above that spread now. And that spread is decreasing though. Yeah, that is a strong little pop there. I just need to do a. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I need to check my thing. I gotta make sure my alerts go off if I can see them. Okay. Just want to make sure my alerts are set and got my limits on. Yeah, SoFi calls. Oh man. Oof, those things are absolutely pumping there. Roblox needs to catch up a little bit. So I'm just looking at names from Friday as well too. So okay, they're slightly coming back. So Coors is probably up as well slightly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're making that move off that news. That is the one thing that has been causing the volatility and all the issues. Yeah, you're just seeing calls kind of coming in here. How's our ETFs kind of looking? Not really. You got some puts kind of slightly coming in here. Maybe a thought that it's not going to end possible hedge. Let's see. $31.45. Spots filling up the ask. So, okay, IV's increasing. Yeah, I mean, these look like buys to me here. IV's increasing that entire time and your spot price is increasing. These look like buys here. Only part that I no, they might be sells at the ask here. Just taking another quicker peek here. I mean, you get an IV drop and then it pops again there. Yeah, a little kind of coin flip due to that ending there. 28. Yeah, it kind of looks like all these potentially related there. I'd say these are short puts possibly. Let's see. I'm just catching up on the post here. Let's see if maybe blah blah blah. That would be hilarious. Well, we'll have to see what happens. That is such a ongoing thing with so many different moving parts. Like you can't time something like that, which is like I mean it's so hard to like time like calls at the bottom of the conflict or puts and what's going to happen next. I just know I am not in favor of really swinging anything heavily just due to all the volatility. But hopefully we can get some swings again soon if this calms down. Yeah, they're positioned up here a little bit still. Little positioning up here. Thinking might go up to that 68.25. That news really turned that tide around there, and you can see all that positioning just disappearing in here. Tide, yeah, your call premiums are curling up here. Puts are starting to curl down. Volume's increasing. Yeah, I would not short this right now. Would not short that. All right, what else do we got for flow coming in? What else do we got? You notice how the flow kind of slowed down after it got the news there. BRKB, okay, we got something here. That flow slowed down because they are something new coming in. These, let's take a peek. So not really any good context on this one. Different kind of timings here. Spot does fill out the ask, but not really seeing much. I mean, you get the IV drop there on the big size and premium. Nothing really too interesting on that one. Things popping though. But those Baba, they have. Oh no, I thought they had earnings this week, next week. This, yeah, 2,500 there, and then you got 1,000 there. Would have to double check that open interest. My guess, possible profit taking at the ask. Would have to confirm that open interest tomorrow. Jeez, what else is coming in? Yeah, those Roblox. Yeah, the way those Roblox hit that feed just looked very nice too. I mean, your IV or not IV, sorry, your spot increasing. I mean, this thing and should be green again there. Hey, there we go. I should be green on mine. I got just a little bit better fill because I waited for that. I didn't get that first round there. Excuse me. I got in around this kind of upper 290s there. But yeah, good move on those so far. I should, and I'm mad at myself because I took some of those SoFi calls too, but I took them for kind of some earlier profit there, just with how short dated they were there. And yeah, I mean those things are absolutely almost 100% right now. Another 8 cents on those contracts, 9 cents on those contracts, will be at 100. So you're 70% or so right now. Yeah, STM. Yeah, I'm gonna pop up STM here. Oops, if I could type. What is going on? Did we have some flow on this last week? Oh man, just all ass side calls. They are just hammering the ask side there. Alright, I'm hearing some dings, so let's just go see what that is. I wonder if these are more NVIDIA short puts coming in. A little higher multi-leg, 11% out of the money. 9, yeah, these look short puts there. Short at the ask, probably. And then we had the Fang. Big put premium coming in there. Oops, why do I keep muting that chime? Alright, looks like these, so IV drops by kind of just bouncing around, pops here, IV spikes here again, little drop on 1,000 premium. Yeah, I mean these look like, oh, we got some bid side second later here, so let's just kind of look. IV drops here. I think these are also short puts here. What are these? 6% out of the money with 11 days. Well, it's dropping pretty quick there. No earnings. What do you got? Oh, energy. Oh, yeah, I would probably, knowing it's energy, I'd probably say they are buying those. And with everything and the news just coming out too, yeah, energy is just going to be dropping. What these Tesla call, or BE here, sorry. Let's take a peek at these. 11% out of the money, 11 days out. Let's see. Okay, so we're back up here. So, okay, I'm looking for similar timing. So, okay, it looks like that 45 is probably our first bet, maybe this 43. I've just kind of got a lot going on here. I'm looking at it now. Let's see. I mean, you got a lot of heavy premiums throughout that entire kind of thing here. 35. Yeah, it kind of looks like that 1434-ish, possibly. And this one's going to be kind of all over the place, it looks like. So not going to get a super clean read out of this one. Ivy's dropping. Ivy drops there. Yeah, you don't get a super clean read out of this one. Hard to know, too, with it already up 13% on the day. Probably not a fan of chasing that. Don't know if there's short calls there. I mean, I'd say that one's more of a coin flip than any of the other ones that we've looked at. Man, we were getting some bad spreads. Everybody wants that news is just popping us up there. I want to look at this here. So yeah, we're still going towards that 68.25. 20 minutes left there. What do we got above 68.25 on that? Not much. So one day out, we got a lot of positioning coming up here. A lot of positioning coming up here. can see there along those calls up here at that 69.30, 69.20, 25, and 6900. So that is for tomorrow's expiration. A lot of short calls within here too. So I mean, obviously a lot can happen overnight. But yeah, I mean tomorrow's looking like we're targeting up here. All right, let's pop this back to the 0 DTE and let's take a peek at the KKR. Not KR, KKR. Let's see that 417.90 call, I'm assuming. This is one that I was going to say, yeah, this is almost looks like they're probably taking profits. They're 570, 730. You'd have to double check open interest on this one, obviously, with 2,000 contracts there, then just a little over 2,000 there. My guess, I mean, possible exit at the ask. Have to double check that one. About these puts here. 18% out of the money. Let's 190. Let's see. So here's our first trade. So, okay, IV drop there. We are filling up the bid. Now IV comes up a little bit here. We're still filling the bid. Yeah, this one's a little. I'd probably lean their short puts there with that spot decrease here at the end. And your IV increases a little bit, but your price is also kind of going up there too. Yeah, I'd probably lean short puts on this one. I just kind of don't like that IV increase here at the end. And then on the bigger size and premium there. They are 18% out of the money. Let's do this. So 67 days. So these would be May. I mean, the implied possible move, I mean, plus or minus 12% within that time range. So, I mean, would still keep you out of the money. Obviously, this is just a projection. And even just kind of looking at that 3 months here, yeah, I mean, it's only about a plus minus 12% move there. So I would probably lean those are short puts there too. And I just want to look at the premiums as well too. Yeah, a lot of put out flow there. Good spike in that call flow today too. Yeah, I would agree with you that those look like short puts there. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Amazon 2-day out calls. I would probably not want to swing these overnight because you're going to have theta hit them hard. But IV spikes, it's a repeated hit ascending fill, so spot is filling with the ask. Let's just follow these up. IV's staying up there. You can see our little fill versus spread bar all the way over. And that's cool because this does change colors as that spread changes, or that fill changes. So IV spikes again. Spot is filling at the ask here. Drop on one contract. Not a big deal. Bid. Yeah, these look like buys to me here. I mean, that IV's increasing that entire way up. Spot's increasing there. And yeah, you can see that's what I like about that fill versus spread bar here too. Like if it's a penny below the ask, I mean it's still green, but you just kind of get that bar movement there. I really like that, especially just for quickly just scanning that flow. So like I'm so used to looking at the numbers, but just combining the both will help a lot there. Ooh, oil's below $90 a barrel now. Oil is tanking. GM. Yeah, see, like, you can see how that fill, it's giving you kind of that mid-fill. So let's just take a peek at it. So let's see, our IV increases, spot, again, filling at the ask here. I want to see where that gets a little goofy though. Let's see, IV staying up there. Maybe it's not that part that was goofy here. Yeah, I mean, this part of the GM flow looks pretty good. IV increase, spot fills at the ask. I think this is why it gave us kind of that mid-fill look, because you got a bunch of the bid sides starting out here. So I wonder, yeah. Probably lean buy to open on those two. Getting a lot of put premium and call premium today, though. But massive spike in call premium back here on the 5th as well. So yeah, I would probably lean these are buy to open. Anything else? QQQ calls coming in. Are we still pumping? A little pullback there. Hey, I want to see where we pull it back from. So I think we were talking about... Oops. When we were coming up here, we were looking at that 68.25. Didn't really get there fully. Still some time left, obviously, but can see how we kind of started to slow down a bit when we got there. We didn't really have, and that news, when that news drops, something like that, it's the Periscope and stuff typically isn't set up for the news drops like that. When we were looking at it at the beginning of the stream, I mean, I would have said we finished in there. I mean, so we didn't get below that 6,700, and I mean, I'll say the projection is correct since we got the pump, but news, I mean, it's gonna move you, especially something big like that. Yeah, being tide, any changes in the tide? Nope, put still, bid side, calls kind of flattening a little bit there. How is my... I want to see those Roblox. Are they up again? Oh, they got a little pop. I didn't set a fill. I didn't set a fill, but that's fine. A lot of time on those, and I like that chart. Yeah, those SoFi. Oh, I'm kicking myself for those SoFis. Kicking myself for those. Those Amazon puts. Yeah, those made a good quick pop move there, though. Yeah, good move. I mean, good start to the week here. Let's see, HD. Let's take a peek at Home Depot here. So call premiums up. Put premiums bid side, 3% out of the money. A little short term there. Being maybe you can tell us if they're dropping some new type of fertilizer that we've never heard about. Give us some insider info. Let's see. Not really. Don't for disclosure purposes, don't give us any insider info. So let's see, 1446, so 55, 52. So it looks like we all started coming in about this 51. So it's just kind of get another messier one here. It looks like. Yeah, dude. When I used to work back there when I was like 18, I remember the stock was like $30, and they're like, yeah, you get like a discount on the stock or something like if you buy it. And I was just like, yeah, I don't care about that. Like I could care less at the time. Yeah, it was. All right, we're gonna memory lane trip. So I worked there in like 2011, 2012-ish. So if you come back here, yeah. Oh, it was 50. Sorry, I'm off a little bit. 2011, 2012. Yeah, that 40 to 50 range, and that thing probably should have just did my entire like paychecks into that thing. Jeez. Okay, so not to kind of so back to the HD call flow. Yeah, this one just kind of looking, I mean, it's just kind of all over the place, and it's short term. I probably don't like that. You can get an IV drop here actually on the big size and premium. So yeah, coin flippy on that one, risky. Risky weak move there, and you would need, look at our profit calculator here. So by tomorrow, you'd need at least a 1% upside move there to see some profits. But hey, I mean, and you can see we're kind of dropping here. Is that market pulling back a little bit now? I wonder if we'll pull back here to that spread, kind of close on top of that spread. CRGY. Let's look. CRGY. Crescent Energy. Ugh. Let's see. I mean, with that news that just dropped, I probably wouldn't long energy. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't long energy with that news that dropped in the recent run up. Yeah, your decision on if you want to sell that March 4th. Oh, you got in a while ago. You should be up in profits. Let's see. CRGY. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. I mean, can always re-enter if you really want. Let's see. So you got it on March 4th. I'm just trying to see where we were here. March 3rd. Oh, you got it like right at the bottom there too. Yeah, I would how far out are those contracts? April 17th. Oh, you got time, but I mean, man, I mean that's a nasty kind of drop there. And if you believe the Iran stuff is going to calm down, I would probably sell it. If you believe it's not going to calm down, I would probably keep it. So I mean, kind of a double-edged sword there again too, where you have to kind of make a decision on if you think the war is gonna keep. And see, that's a good return already too. I like personally, if I was in something like that, I would probably take profits. If it keeps running, you know what? So be it, because that's a good return. That's a good return on those. Because if oil collapses overnight, you're gonna be very upset at yourself that you didn't take profits. But then, again, it could run 10% more. But if the conflict's going to cool down, I'll tell you, oil will be a fun ride down there. And once I saw that kind of come out, I was instantly kind of thinking puts on oil. But I do not want to open anything right now. I just kind of want to let things play out. Yeah, well, and then we got CPI this week too. CPI, tons of data this week, so it's going to be a really busy, volatile week. I mean, let me just pop it up here quick. I mean, tomorrow's quiet, but I mean, CPI Wednesday and oil and all that's not going to show up in this print yet, obviously. And then, I mean, Friday, GDP, durable goods, jolts, consumer sentiment. It's not a bad idea to kind of, secure some profits. Nothing you can always get back in, but you can't get back your losses. And it's not like now if you were saying I was in at 45 and they're trading at like 47, like okay, well that's a little different, but 45 to 70, that is a nice significant return there, and that is where greed kicks in, and you just want to keep kind of hoping it goes up there. But yeah, energy is very macro related based on the moves there. And my guess is if the Iran conflict is going to end a lot quicker than expected, that's good news. Yeah, that what was the original contract on those? What was that original contract? CRG. CRGY. Guessing it was one of these calls in here. 417.12.5 call. 417.12.5. 417.12.5. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a substantial enough move. I mean, if I'm trading this, like I probably would have had a stop on here at the 80s. I mean, you are approaching 100% at that point. I mean, a high 80% move there, and yeah, I mean, I have a stop on at in these 70 ranges here. Even back on Friday, I probably would have had a stop on, honestly. But yeah, this one, so flow came in on the 4th. Majority of it carried over. Haven't seen any big drops in that open interest. Maybe a little profit taking on the 5th there, just maybe a teeny bit, but maybe some contracts passed off there on Friday, but not seeing any big signs of an exit there. And I mean, that whale's up nicely, and I just want to look at that flow again. See how that looked. 20, so 56, 46, 57. Yeah, I mean, your IV increases, slightly drops, increases. 59.42. Yeah, oh, that IV's kind of all over. I mean, good example there. I mean, IV's kind of bouncing around all over on here in that thing printed. But yeah, I mean, that's a very healthy move up there. I'm probably going to be smart and take some profits just with everything going on in that recent news. Again, does just because something's said though doesn't mean it's always necessarily true and gonna work out. But all right, what else we got coming in here to 2 minutes left here. Quick SPY puts there, RSP puts. Yeah, Tide's still bullish here. We're gonna finish near the high of the day. Hey, I mean, profits are profits, but you know what's going to happen now? It's going to probably run another 30%, and then you're going to be like, you told me to get out. And that's kind of why I stopped, like, you know, saying, oh, I'm getting in a trade here, I'm getting out of a trade here. Like the AMD calls and that I got in earlier. I mean, perfect example. It went right below my stop out. I stopped out, and AMD ran $30 from that point. So I mean, like, if I tell somebody that, then are they gonna be mad because I got out? But hey, you gotta you gotta make your own decisions. You gotta make your own decisions and manage your own risk. But I can tell you what I'm looking for or looking at. All right, let's see what else. But yeah, Periscope just looking, not really pulling back here. Just a lot of negative gamma up here right now. Yeah, no, and that's the thing too, Wes. Like, the way I view it too is whenever there's a significant dip in the market, I gotta get a drink here quick. Sorry. I am gonna kind of buy maybe longer dated calls because this administration is very big on the stock market. So they are gonna try to get that back up as soon as possible.